Welcome to the All Playbill Podcast, your twice weekly dose of sanity in an insane world. Look, we're going to have a fair bit of fun tonight. Look, we're coming up on Christmas here very soon, and time to get in that mood. We got something to share with you guys because this is getting hilarious now because, you know, that report came out about Rupert Murdoch looking to hire podcasters has literally set the left in flames on themselves, and it's hilarious how they're trying to deal with this. I'm gonna have to show you guys that because it's a cell phone. Horrible. Anyway, we also got a story about a council person trying to tell the public to stop putting googly eyes on the statues because it's costing them a lot of money to take them off. Just a little feel-good story and a heartwarming story. And yeah, we're just going to hit that one up as well. And then we got to talk about this whole thing of, what was it? ABC, I think it's ABC, having to pay Trump $15 million and where all that money's going and how everybody is reacting to that. But ladies and gentlemen, let's just go ahead and start real quick. Wrong one.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
In Sweden, the city of Gävle, yes, Gävle, erects a giant goat statue out of wood and straw for Christmas time, and every year the townspeople do everything in their power to burn it down. No, it's not legal. The city tries really, really hard to keep this from happening, and has turned every Christmas season into a month-long game of attack and defend for nearly 60 years. And oh boy do they attack. So far, out of the 59 goats ever built, only 18 have managed to survive the whole month. One had a car driven into it, one was burnt down 6 hours after it was built, one year they doused it in fireproof material and it got burned down, one had a bunch of seeds trapped in the straw so it was literally eaten by birds, one was stolen by a random guy and put in his backyard, and there was another attempt to illegally carry it to Stockholm by a helicopter that failed because life was becoming too fun. In spite of fences and security cameras and fireproofing and apparently the military, the city has failed to suppress the indomitable human spirit that just so happens to be unfortunately weaponized into committing arson. As of right now, the GOAT for 2024 is up, with a 24-hour live stream on the Gävle tourism site, of course to deter arsonism, slowly waiting for its fate.
Ladies and gentlemen, that fucking shit is actually true. I'm not gonna hide. That fucking shit is actually true. That is
live view of this thing.
We have seen people walking in front of it, staring at it, looking like they're trying to measure it up.
I think there's a security guard just walking back and forth. I'm not going to lie.
There probably is. I mean, ain't nothing going to happen right now. The people would just be like, all right, let's test this shit out real quick.
The fact that they got a helicopter to try to take it to Sweden is my fucking favorite part. It's like they hired a helicopter to take it to Sweden because they didn't want anything to happen to they didn't want it there
because life got too fun. But let's be honest, look, you have to
wait. There it is. There's
the guard.
There's the security guard. This is live. Look, there's a guy walking. The reason why it's pixelated is so they don't see where it is. I mean, it's a giant fucking 70-foot statue.
You do it every year. It's not like people don't know. No, they're just like, okay, let's see what happens with this. We're gonna pixelate everything else out. So if you do something to it on the camera view, you're not gonna be seen unless you're right in front of it.
Yeah, but that's
or flying in with a helicopter. They're it's a game. It's
1 second.
fun. And I think the city's playing.
Thank you, Jennifer, for the $10 dono. Donating now before Rumble shenanigans. Appreciate the fuck out of you. Michael,
I saw that. Thank you.
First of all, what's up, Richard? What's up, Bruce? What's up, Jennifer? Michael, Joe, Carol,
Greg McNeely. Yep, Greg McNeely's here.
What up, Greg McNeely?
Let's see. Carolyn Hall. We have Richard Tatership in the house, dude. Joe Vaughn. Yeah.
What up, Just Rhonda? How's it going? How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. That baby, by the way, is fucking fat. That little chunky monkey monster that we have. Oh my God. She is too fucking cute. She's starting to be a fucking human, and it's crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy.
By the way, for our, you may have to grab it and put it on your X account there, but for YouTube and Rumble, I'm going to go ahead and give you that link so you guys can follow and watch that statue burn to the ground eventually.
Well, that's the point. They want it to burn. They want to burn it down.
That's what I'm saying.
They want
it's pixelated on the sides. They're just like, hey, look, it's going to bring in some shit. It's going to bring in some tourism. It's going to teach their cops exactly what people think as to things like thwarting terrorism. Because you're literally committing terrorism to try to burn this goat down that they want you to burn down so they can try to stop you. Only 18 have survived. You got a failing grade.
Yeah, but when you
your
have the
town
entire
can overrun your police force, that's a problem.
Fucking Swedish government against you, trying to fucking not let you burn down this giant goat, a ram, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, 18 is a success. I'm not gonna lie. 18 is a damn good. It's a damn good success.
He said only 18 have survived.
Yeah, to burn down.
Out of what, the 36? That means
or 50. I think it was like 50 something.
50, yeah, 56, something like that. That is a losing record that they survived the entire city just being like, I'm gonna fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like training for them in a controlled manner to where somebody's not just gonna do some random dumb shit off in some other area where they're not prepared for. They're gonna go after the goat. Crime goes down because everybody's figuring out, how the fuck do I beat the city? How the fuck do I beat the Swedish government to burn a goat? It sounds fucked up when I put it that way.
But it's so cool, though. It's so fucking cool. You sit there and
you imagine the actual traffic they're going to get as far as like tourism now, especially during that. What's up, Louis?
There she is. Look at that. Look at that chunky monkey right there.
Jesus, she is getting big.
Yeah. Yeah. She likes when we when we're holding her and we just go roar. And she's like roar. And she loves it. Look at that little chunky monkey. We were having a conversation last night, me and her. Amanda put it on our on Snapchat because she just wants to walk. She doesn't want to. That's what everybody says that she look. I don't see it, but everybody says she looks like me.
I see it. High cheekbones, low cheek fat. You got that. The circular face. You know what I'm talking about?
She got fucking jowls like fucking, what is it, diabetes?
From the edges of...
Well, she got She got Wilford Brimley fucking face.
From the edges of her eyes right here, all the
Yeah.
way down to her chin, is a perfect oval.
Yeah.
She's got high cheekbones, but low cheek fat. Just like you. From your eyes all the way to your chin, if you shaved your beard, would be a perfect oval. Well, not so much now because you're old as shit, but
Yeah.
I see it.
But yeah, everybody says she looks like me. But, you know, it is what it is.
But let's go ahead and get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, you remember this kind of shit, right? This was reported a long time ago. We even talked about it ourselves. Murdoch shops for podcasts because they were talking about, hey, this is a podcast presidency, everything like that, right? Yeah, we know the story. We've been around the game for a minute.
Well, he was first he was shopping for radio stations because
yeah,
he was
but
trying to
that's bad too.
buy up the radio stations, and then now he's shopping for podcasts.
Yeah. He's shopping for those big names because the mainstream media wants to get into podcast because it's a mainstream media for the digital age. Kind of like what I was saying about, Daily Wire. Don't get me wrong, Daily Wire's done a lot of good. I will say, pay attention to what they do. But their business model
Shut up, Joseph.
is modeled after the mainstream media. They just do it in a podcast, go fuck yourself, I'm gonna kick you in the nuts kind of way. They are the mainstream media for a digital age. But with that being considered, honest question, is Emma Vigeland cognitively disabled? I'm not even trying to be funny. I think she is. Kulinski is clearly willing to lie for his cause, but I'm not sure Emma can reason through those arguments. This right here,
She does have kind of downsy eyes. She looks like she's down with the sickness with those eyes. When the fuck do we get ice cream?
I used that joke not too long ago somewhere. I forget exactly where.
Dude, I love that movie. That movie's so underrated. The Ringer with Johnny Knoxville.
Hell yeah.
All of a sudden, he's just like, I took them for ice cream. When the fuck do we get ice cream?
Fun fact, most of the people that Johnny Knoxville were dealing with were actually mentally disabled people.
Yep.
And that's what made the movie fucking great. They fucking rocked it and they had fun doing it.
They had so much fun. They actually had Down syndrome and they were great. They were fucking amazing. They got the jokes. You scratched my CD. You scratched my CD.
Oh, you picked it up in broad daylight and you scratched it. I fucking died, dude. I died at that scene. I've just been like, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But then we get into this kind of thing right here. This is what they want for you to be mainstream for a digital age. And this is, I'm telling you, it's the same thing, guys.
Then you're fake independent media. You're not real independent media. And I'm now going to war because what we saw is a lot of these people like Joe Rogan, you know, I was there. I was on his show 4 or 5 times. He would sit there and nod in agreement when I would make anti-Trump arguments and arguments in favor of a left-wing worldview. Then 3 weeks later, Ben Shapiro would come on and say the exact opposite of me on every issue, and he would nod along in agreement, right? And so at some point, you got to call a spade a spade. You're not independent media, and you're clearly just a vibes-based voter, right? You cocooned yourself in this right-wing echo chamber where you got right-leaning UFC people and right-leaning comedians, and Dana White, his boss, is super right-wing and loves MAGA.
So because he talks to you, he must be in agreement with you then, right?
Yeah.
Not only that, his boss, Dana White, is UFC and he's MAGA. So I'm sorry. When UFC was starting, didn't Joe Rogan work for free for fucking years? Just because he wanted to be in front of that microphone?
Joe Rogan was a Bernie bro.
Joe Rogan made UFC. The Fear Factor hosting this? Okay, let's check it out.
Joe Rogan, once again, when they were like, how do we get a Joe Rogan? You had the Joe Rogan. You decided to not have the Joe Rogan.
You decided to not pay attention to your own damn voice creeping up until, and I can tell you the exact moment Joe Rogan flipped. I can tell you the exact moment he started to understand what everybody was saying. Do you remember? What was it? When he got sick with COVID.
Oh yeah. When they grayed him out on CNN.
Yeah.
And
He
told
got
everybody.
sick with COVID, he said, "I'm taking ivermectin. I'm just taking a whole boatload of everything they told me to take. I'm just taking it." Ivermectin was part of it. And he's like, "They're eating horse face now." They grayed out his skin. I can tell you that was the moment for Joe Rogan where he was just like, maybe they have a point.
And turns out I got COVID. So we immediately threw the kitchen sink at it. All kinds of meds, monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, Z-Pak, prednisone, and turns out I got COVID. So we immediately threw the...
Yeah. And then he had Sanjay Gupta on. And then Sanjay Gupta he's like, yeah, don't you think it was bad for your network to say shitty things about me?
Well,
And
see,
just
what
say
you
that
got to do, and he's
ivermectin-
like, dude. Yeah, he just got that head snap going too. I saw that too. I watched it back a couple of times. He's just like, dude, like, no.
Here it is.
But I certainly wouldn't look at that and say this is a reason for children not to get vaccinated.
But if there is if there's a study that shows that young boys in particular are more likely to have an adverse reaction to the vaccine than they are to catching COVID, why
Is there a study that shows that?
Yes, let's find it. Boys more at risk from Pfizer jab side effect than COVID study suggested. U.S. researchers say teenagers more likely to get vaccine-related myocarditis than end up in the hospital with COVID.
I think, like if you were to ask the question, how likely you'd end up in the hospital after a vaccine versus how likely you end up in the hospital after COVID, that would be a fair comparison.
What do you think is wrong with this comparison that they're making? Let's put it up again so you can specifically read it and tell me what's wrong, because I feel like you're kind of cherry picking here.
No.
Because it says the data suggests that boys 12 to 15 with no underlying medical conditions are 4 to 6 times more likely to be diagnosed with vaccine-related myocarditis than ending up in the hospital with COVID.
Ending up in the hospital with COVID for anything, right? I mean, there are two different groups of patients here. One is specifically myocarditis.
Right, but ending up in the hospital with COVID over anything would give you more data. It would give you more instances.
Right. So, I mean,
but that would make more people hospitalized with COVID. Your example falls the wrong way.
So
right?
What I'm saying is that most of the people who got myocarditis did not need to go to the hospital. That's
it says
the point.
86% of the boys affected required some hospital care.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
CNN's resident doctor doesn't even know the fucking facts.
Whoa, hold up. Overcoming obstacles. No, Joe Rogan's not really middle of the road. He's just willing to listen. And if you got a compelling argument, you make your case.
Well, that's technically middle
He's
of the road.
willing to believe.
That's technically middle of the road. Like if
he's still got a lot of left-leaning views. Dude, he's like kind of what I am, but the liberals back in the 90s. That's it.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I guess I would technically kind of be middle of the road now, like, because like he will go with whatever the facts tell you. You know what I mean? So if it'll go, he can go one way or he can go the other. So it's like, yeah, he's a typical liberal, the old school liberal. But now I guess you would call that middle of the road because, yeah, okay, you can sway me one way or sway me the other. So you were kind of like in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I don't know that they ended up needing to be hospitalized.
Hold on a sec. To Joe's point, he didn't want to believe that, government people were involved with January 6th until he started talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just like, holy shit, y'all are making a good argument. Maybe there was something. And then lo and behold, hey, FBI says they had at least 26 people in there. Go ahead.
But it says it right there. 86% of the boys affected by vaccine-related myocarditis required some hospital care.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. But when you look at the data
This
overall,
doesn't concern you? This doesn't make you pause?
It does concern me totally. I think, but the question still is from a risk reward proposition.
The risk reward proposition there is very clear.
but
You're ignoring the science that they're presenting.
No,
They're showing that you're more likely to get myocarditis at a large number, 4 to 6 times more likely.
they're not saying myocarditis. They're saying it's
Then be hospitalized with COVID.
hospitalized with COVID.
But you have an impulse to defend the vaccination in light of this data.
And this was Joe Rogan's kind of turning point when CNN did that, because this episode was right after CNN did that to him.
See, they've never been called out on their shit. When they show up on something like that, it's always, hey, we can talk about this, we can talk about that. I don't want to talk about this, that kind of shit. But when you hold their feet to the fire, even the shit that they talk about just falls apart. And they're not used to it. That's why Joe Rogan is so impressive, because everybody just they're like, hey, he's a chill kind of guy. You can sit there and have a conversation with him for 3 fucking hours.
Yeah.
Which would be incredible. That'd be fun as hell. But if you say something he knows is bullshit or, something like that, he's going to call you out on it.
Yeah.
He put himself in this echo chamber. COVID helped to break his brain. And then look at that. He goes full MAGA. And you know what? That makes me look like a jackass, because I was the one going in there, taking him at face value, acting kind, holding his hand and walking him through it like he was a toddler on these topics.
I guarantee you, Joe Rogan is a giant among men. And you're holding his hand. Why? Because he's exploring your point of view and he wants to see it from your side. For you to explain it fully to him like he is a toddler so he can understand it?
Because he doesn't want to bend the knee to the fake fucking silver fox over here. He wants to be Anderson Cooper so badly he can stretch his anus out to fucking 2 raccoons.
I'm sorry.
By now.
I'm sorry.
What?
Can we talk about the size of her lips versus the size of her mouth?
Can we talk about the size of her 17 teeth in the front?
That's what I'm saying, dude. You can still see gum line in the back. I can see jaw back there. I maybe if I zoomed in and enhanced, I could probably see jawbone. There is a clear gap.
I bet you.
How fucking wide does her mouth get?
She offers her husband a blowjob, and he's just like, "Nah, you're good. We're fine." Because that's a toothy blowjob.
I mean, is her husband a cyclops? I'm just asking. I don't know.
Dude.
This dude must be. Oh.
And she's already got the Nancy Pelosi eyes. Because you can kind of see it. They kind of fold already in on the top. So she's going to have 2 eyebrows in the next 10 years.
See, this is what you want for your mainstream media, ladies and gentlemen. But no, I mean, it just disturbs me because she's almost got the donkey look going on with the teeth there. And her smile's pulled back into an actually, I love that comment. It's funny to me, but Joker style. And it just trips me the fuck out, dude. Because she's a small little bitch. I mean, she's tiny as fuck.
Dude,
she's shorter than I am, skinnier than I am, smaller than I am.
I guarantee you she was known as the smelly girl in high school.
No.
Yeah.
She was the one everybody picked on.
Yeah, the smelly girl.
Not for that reason.
Yeah, she stunk.
Not for that reason.
I'm telling you. Why?
Because she thought she was smarter than everybody else, but she was goddamn dumb as fuck. The only thing she excelled at was being able to put information in front of her face and spew it out to the world. That's it.
I'm saying she was the smelly girl.
And then, wow, in retrospect, would you look at that? You completely flipped. I mean, we were defending him, unfortunately, way too late, right? When people were already on to, I don't know, man, you're saying a little bit more right-wing things here. And we would be like, well, no, look, here's a compilation of all the times Joe Rogan said base things. He argued for universal health care. He argued for free college.
Wait, pause. I like how the left likes to take everything from Trump supporters. I'm not even going to say the right. I'm just saying Trump supporters. Now he was based. It's so fucking annoying that you snowflake after people have been called snowflakes on the left. Oh, liberal tears. Oh, MAGA tears. Like guys, you are just so fucking dumb. And you want to talk about a cult mentality. It's just Joe Rogan was based because he was talking about healthcare and blah 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 blah.
Because he said something you liked. Not because you might have had a conversation where he'd just been like, hey, you make a good point, you know? Maybe we could pay for universal health care if we weren't shipping all of our money overseas.
Oh, we weren't paying for a wall twice.
But then again, you run the risk of, like I've brought up, how do you get with the wall thing, goddamn. But how do you get people who are hypochondriacs who think just because their fart smells weird that their insides are liquefying inside their body and you need to run every test imaginable that free healthcare would get costly because of that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we first that cost versus anything else? I mean, we don't send money into foreign wars, but we're pumping the same amount of money into our healthcare and we're still in the same situation.
Yep. Projection 101.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. But I mean, it's just things like that. You know, the universal healthcare argument from them, I've never really heard a good answer for as far as how it's going to be paid, other than the taxpayer money. Okay. But you still want to pay for everything else. We only have this amount coming in. Where are you willing to give up? Nowhere. But it should be free. Where is this going to come from? You can't get past that point with them.
Wage and this good thing, and I would show that compilation and go, see, I don't know what you guys are talking about. But guess what? When you decide I'm going to endorse Donald Trump after he lied to your face relentlessly for the entire podcast, telling brazen lies, then I'm sorry, all the charity is gone, all the sympathy is gone, and I have to come to a different conclusion now. My conclusion of you could hold these people's hands and walk them through it and talk to them like they're reasonable and work it out. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. And that's why you see a much more bold, aggressive style out of me where I'm like, fuck these people and the horse they rode in on. Because if what I did before didn't work, okay, I got to try a different approach now. So
I want you all to understand this is the dude that couldn't understand why the fuck the fucking ground looks square in a plane flying over farmland. But you want to talk about how you want to go to war. Okay, go ahead.
Come at me, bro. That's all I have to say. It's just come at me, bro. I
change that there.
You're such a tough guy behind a microphone. Oh, fuck these people. I'm not. Yeah.
Hold on. You were actually fucking these people when you were up playing the riots like it's something to do. So where what? 34 people got killed during that? They stopped counting at $2 billion worth of damage, and that was like, what, 2 months in? You rioted for damn near a whole fucking year. Burning shit down, attacking federal buildings. You attacked the White House of the United States of America, and nobody did shit. But because January 6th happens, we need to go full militaristic, which it now looks like more and more like what the Trump supporters were saying in the very fucking beginning of it. It looks staged.
Joe Biden is based because, he thought everything was fucking square on the fucking farms, I can't hold these fucking people to the fire because I can't help everybody. I'm not allowed to because I can't.
Shut the fuck up, Kermit.
But it gets even worse, dude. It gets even worse because, Emma Vigeland went on the culture war with him, right?
Oh, God.
And the first, okay, introduction's done. Hey, Tim, why is your show for Nazis? And 2 fucking hours was dedicated to that. And now we get a look into when she got fucking roasted. How do you flip that shit, right?
Right. Just call these people the fucking frauds they are. Well, then guess what? We're going to call them the frauds that they are.
But don't be like hard on yourself in that way. I mean, Bernie Sanders did the same thing where he was trying to go there, and I thought at the point Rogan could be reasoned with in that way, and his audience, it was important to try to communicate with them. Like the thing is like go on all these platforms. It's like why I went on Tim Pool, but I'm gonna go there in a way where I'm not gonna try to get invited back. Like I'm gonna go there and try to
adversarial.
At this point, specifically with explicitly right-wing
And you
outlets,
got your
you gotta
shit
go in
rocked.
there and you've got to eat their lunch, because the only time that leftists get reinvited
You
to these
ate their
places
lunch
is if
after
you
they
validate
shit it
everything that
out.
they say.
Right.
And then that creates a perverse incentive for those leftist communicators as well, because there's so much more money on that side of the equation.
Ma'am, do you know who funds the Young Turks?
Who funds Sam Sedar?
I implore you guys, go back to the culture war with Temple. Find her fucking video. It's disgusting.
She got her fucking shit pushed in so badly that she was embarrassed. That's why she won't go back on. It's not like she was adversarial and was just like, yeah, made good points, or was just like, she got her shit so pushed in that she's embarrassed to go back on.
It was brutal. It was really, really fucking brutal. Especially, how far back was that? I know that was a while back, because he's been doing. Oh, yep. Here it is. Not gonna play the whole thing or even get too far in this. This is
Go like halfway through it, or
Culture War 18, Emma Vigeland and Sean Fitzgerald debating crime and social issues. The most replayed point of this was one of the very few times that Sean actually fucking spoke throughout that thing. And I guarantee you, he had more fun than anybody else in the room.
You have to unmute it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, it was right after he actually fucking talked then.
Put it up.
Oh, that's wrong, but
the way that constitutionally
this is the most replayed point.
They're like, it's a states' rights issue because, you know, the Constitution obviously delegates the trimesters in the 57th Amendment somewhere.
And again, Tim, like the reality is I don't like, you know, you've been perfectly nice to me here. I don't really care about you personally. I care when you say things that are harmful and
Like
wrong, like the hoax statement about
that wasn't wrong. That was an opinion.
It was wrong.
It
was completely factually inaccurate.
It's not factually inaccurate.
You called it a hoax because you know that your audience is going to feed into it, and then you parse it later so you have plausible deniability about it.
But specifically, what I said was,
yeah.
And we talk about it in depth. I think the issue is just you don't watch the show. To be fair, I don't watch Majority Report. But if like I'm not gonna come out here and be like, you said this one time, this one thing. I've not watched the show, so I don't know exactly what you're talking about. But I said, yeah, the idea that you would take a tragic circumstance like this and then create a political story, put it out to the super PACs to try and change laws, that's a hoax.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That was talking about how she went after him for being a Nazi because somebody had taken screenshots. Some shooter had taken a screenshot and posted it, and it was about him, but the screenshot actually had, I'm sorry, who was that? Elijah Schaefer? At that timestamp? But yeah.
Yeah,
it's that kind of shit. She's the same bullshit from the very start of that episode. It was, I'm going to attack you. Now, like I said, I know fucking Sean had a great damn time because he sat there and watched two people just bitch and moan and whine and complain to each other for 2 goddamn hours about nothing. And he had more fun than anybody else that would watch it. I guarantee it.
She was just every time she would make her point and Tim would come back and then she'd just get aggravated and like, Tim, I like you as a person.
I like you as a person is just gonna go ahead and say, I expect to be shit on. You know, when somebody says that, even in real life, it doesn't even matter if it's left, right kind of situation. When somebody says, I like you as a person, everything after that, or what comes after that, whatever you said before, means nothing. Because you're just kind of trying to soften the blow kind of situation. No, fuck that. I'm sorry. I don't play those fucking stupid ass games with people. It pisses me off. It gets to me. No, but she's fake as shit with it all.
Yeah.
And that's what they want for your mainstream media coming up. Well, you also could have this, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking Hassan Biker. A top Harris aide is saying you need more voices like Hassan fucking Biker. Okay. Well, let's see. I understand that it is Fox News and it's going to throw a right-wing fucking view of things, or what? I don't even give a shit. Fuck y'all. He said these things. We need a whole thriving ecosystem. It's not just Pod Save America. I think we should have more of them. Well, he didn't say them. This is the person that was shouting him out. It's not just Hassan Piker. We should have more Hassan Pikers. The same motherfucker that said that babies are colonists just because of their heritage. Colonizers, yeah.
Because they're Jewish.
Yeah.
They're Israeli.
So they deserve to be thrown in a fucking oven?
Yep. They deserve to be killed because they're Israeli babies and they're against Gaza.
That's what you want your mainstream media to be now?
Well, I mean, listen, it's because they lost their guys. I forget what this dude's name is, but this dude used to be like the executive producer of CNN. Like he was one of the top dudes at CNN. And Van Jones. You've lost these two guys. They won't do it on fucking CNN because they know where their bread is buttered. But
we woke up in a body bag on election day and didn't even know it. Why? Because we thought that because CNN, NPR, New York Times, all of the mainstream media was pretty much beating hell out of Trump, that Trump was getting the hell beat out of him. The mainstream media is actually now, by the numbers, the fringe. And the fringe,
I know it.
By the numbers, is now the mainstream.
I know it.
Tell me that we're the mainstream when, if I'm sitting next to Anderson Cooper, I'm talking to 1 million people, maybe 1.2 million. Down the road, if on Fox, we're talking to 3 million, maybe 3.2. And there's some Twitch streamer you've never heard of, talking to 14 million people.
Totally agree.
So
totally agree.
Hold on a second now. The fringe is now the mainstream, and the mainstream is now the fringe. We got beat on platforms I've never heard of: Twitch, Kick, Rumble, Roblox. All these platforms sound like symptoms of somebody in the hospital. Okay, Twitch, Kick, Rumble. What is it? And don't let me just say this now, because the problem you're going to have now is when Joe Rogan sits down.
What's up, Adam?
What up, Adam?
48 million people watch the YouTube.
Yes.
Of the podcast. The YouTube. We didn't have that many people watch the debate on CNN. So, guys, get out of my face. We had the wrong analysis. We didn't even have the conceptual framework to understand what's happening to us.
That's right. You were playing a different game, basically.
And if you can't start with that, if you don't know who Kai Cent is, then you don't get a chance to run politics in America.
So these guys have finally in this podcast are admitting that the mainstream media is garbage and the mainstream media is fringe. So now we'll go to podcast. And now who's ultra fucking progressive, ultra fucking left, liberal, blah, blah, blah? Hassan Piker. Because he's got how many thousands of, probably millions of followers?
Now, check this out. Who is Hassan Piker's uncle?
That would be Fat Yogurt.
Chunk Yogurt. That is correct. Okay. What is Chunk Yogurt the face of?
The Young Turks.
Because he is a founding member.
Yeah. Mind you, Mind you, hold on. Mind you, Hassan Piker comes from a wealthy family.
That's true.
He said he was poor one year because, what was it? His horse? His family couldn't afford his horse, so they had to get rid of it?
Something like that. I don't
Yeah.
fucking remember. I mean, this was the bro guy, you know, the bro, what is it? The broski kind of, whatever the fuck that was. He's tried so many fucking things. But
He comes from money. He's another one of those fucking fuck the patriarchy because my daddy can give me money. Fuck the patriarchy because, you know, I can sit online all day because I don't have to get a real job because my daddy's got money. The same thing with these fucking young retards that go out and protest and talk about how free Palestine and BLM, all these white young kids whose parents are upper middle class or upper class, part of the fucking 1%. Why? Oh, you know, like Columbia, you know, when they were, you know, it wasn't like fucking a Division III college was having these things. No, it was Columbia, Yale, who else? Fucking Harvard. Yeah, these upper echelon colleges
that they
who were
still
having
push
these
so much.
Yeah. It wasn't like fucking Kane University in the middle of Elizabeth, New Jersey. It wasn't fucking Monmouth University. No, it was fucking Columbia, UCLA, Berkeley. All these rich fucking kids. Wasn't it a University of Buffalo? It's too cold to fucking protest.
Sorry, that's why I did it in the first place. The arm isn't tightened down enough. It won't hold the weight. Anyway, but no, I mean, it's that kind of shit. You're going after Hassan Biker, trying to raise him up. Cenk Uygur saw money after Anna had a genuine flip. Like the mob that she raised turned their pitchforks on her. She saw it happen in real time. Cenk Uygur saw the attention she was getting and saw the money signs. And told his nephew, ramp it up, because you could be her for the left.
Yeah, I love.
He's an idiot as fuck, but I will tell you this. He knows how to get some shit started with a media company. He took the Young Turks from nothing, turned it into something. Yeah, he did have a lot of backing and everything behind him, but he still did it. Gotta give him that.
Well, I mean, he was talking about fucking dogs, so yeah.
Well, it was that kind of shit. You know, it was that shock kind of thing. It was everything back in the day. Like, you come up with, hold on, what? And now people start listening. Oh, yeah, I like what he said. You know, it's kind of like what you see now. Everybody throws up the big punchline right before the setup.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, that's the new thing on social media. You got to throw the fucking punchline out, and then the video starts.
It's dumb, but yeah. But then again, I mean, it just solidifies it that the call has been reached. People have heard the call of these kinds of podcast kind of situation. We cannot win if voters get their news about Democrats from Republicans. Our party needs to show up everywhere if we want to beat the GOP's edge and reshape the information environment. This means deploying great communicators to deliver effective messages everywhere.
Oh, you mean like Van Jones said, CNN, NPR, New York Times, and all mainstream media? And everybody's like, oh, you just get your news from Fox News. Okay. And where does the people on the left get their news from? Every other publication?
You notice how the right never argues from any right-wing article unless it's a little bit more information than what a left-wing article will bring up. Like anybody with any kind of right-wing leanings or actually really searching for the truth will bring up left-wing articles and just be like, well, hey, they said this in here. Oh yeah, this is talking about this. It didn't say that. No, it literally said that. Fourth paragraph, third line. It says this right here. Oh, you don't even know what you're talking about in your own damn sources. This is your side.
I mean, it's kind of not hard when this happens.
I follow a creator on here who's wonderful. His name is Jeff Mead, and he opened my eyes to something very, very important. And instead of reposting it and risking barely anyone seeing it, I wanted to post it myself. So all credit goes to Jeff Mead for this pretty much exact post. But if you guys don't think the media has anything to do with why Trump is deemed the way he is, and you don't think that the media skews things to fit a narrative, you are wrong. And let me show you some proof. Just simple, quick evidence. This was published in 2020. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris named Times Person of the Year, right? Very, very nice article. Look, it's the first time a vice president has been named Person of the Year. Very exciting, very happy, very enthusiastic, right? Now come to 2024, the same exact article, Donald Trump joins exclusive club enjoyed by Hitler, Stalin, and these two that I'm not going to butcher. It's the same award. It's the same magazine. So again, if you don't think the media skews narratives to fit what they believe, what Jessica believes, you guys are so oblivious. And she should be sued for this. Full defamation.
Defamation
Already just won a
per
case
se.
this week on defamation. $15 million.
It would have to be defamation per se on that.
Yeah.
But
he did win $15 million.
I will say to whoever that young lady is, welcome to the fight. Take a seat. We got a lot to talk about. This has been going on for a long ass time. But she is right about that. Technically, it would have to be defamation per se because defamation, what she said wasn't wrong. They did name those people Person of the Year at one point in time. The per se point comes into play. Yeah, it was true, but you did it in a malicious way. And there you go. You have your case. But I'm actually starting, like, I'll admit it, even Rob has helped me out with like a lot of legal shit. Like I've looked up a lot of legal shit in my day, but I've never had an actual lawyer explain it to me without being against me, which is a weird fucking situation that I've come this far legally, even though I was locked up way too many fucking times as a kid, which is coincidentally where I figured this shit out from. But Rob has actually taught it to me in such a, like, I'm just going to say, like, layman's terms. It's a dumbed down way because I knew a lot about the law, but I was ignorant about how to argue it. And then, I came across him and I'm just like, shut out. Shut out. I understand it now. Let's go. But yeah, let's see. We got this one here. Let's get into this because this is going to be fun. This really is. Stop sticking googly eyes on the sculptures. U.S. city tells residents. City council in the what?
I just want to stick Google. I just want to buy one of those like multi-packs from Amazon of just googly eyes and just start going around Casey and just sticking googly eyes on shit now. It's the greatest thing ever.
Hold up. If we take that statue of Martin Luther King that looks like either somebody's giving themselves fellatio or a giant fucking turd, and you actually put googly eyes where eyes are supposed to be, you think people would understand it then?
Or the big giant comb. Just put two giant googly eyes on the big giant pick.
I'd
We ain't
immediately
found
think.
shit.
I'd immediately think Spaceballs. Yes.
Oh, I just want to fucking go around Kansas City and start putting googly eyes on shit. Just the googly-eyed bandit. I just want to be known as a googly-eyed bandit.
You're defacing public property. Am I?
Am I really though?
Hold on.
It made it better.
This is what makes it newsworthy, though. It does. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna look at a fucking ball made of metal that we just curse on and be like, "Ooh, you stick some googly eyes." I get you. All right, nice. It did enhance it.
It did.
I'm gonna look at it.
It looks like Meatwad now. Come on, guys. Frylock. This is bullshit. I'm in the middle of some fucking park now. This is bullshit, Frylock.
This is him after he was in the microwave. If Frylock didn't turn the microwave around. A city council in the U.S. has asked people to stop sticking plastic eyes on the sculptures around the city, saying it costs a lot to remove them. The googly eyes appeared in a number of artworks around the city of Bend in Oregon, including a statue of 2 deer in a metal sphere. Okay, so you only have 2 instances of this happening. In a post on social media, the council this gets stupid, guys. The council asked whoever was responsible to cut it out. Let me bring this up.
Can you cut it out? Guys, you gotta cut it out.
When the
It's always
googly
the
eye,
Jews, right? And I'm going to say that. It's always the Jews. It is.
this is what happens when you let the sewer Jews out of New York.
They put googly eyes on things. Could you imagine? Could you
You know how
imagine
many
that?
times we've been right?
Could you imagine
What
that
if
was
that
the whole
were a
reason? That was the whole reason for the sewer Jews. They just came out at night and just started putting googly eyes on shit, and then they went back into the sewer.
Dude.
The sewer Jew bandits got us again. There's googly eyes in the middle of fucking Bryant Park.
Dude. The billboards on Times Square just right in the middle where somebody's eyes would be. You just got googly eyes going on. That means they had to have bought that billboard and knew that billboard was going to exist, the exact dimensions, and plastered them.
Could you imagine like Tim Pool bought, because he bought some on Times Square and somebody just put googly eyes where his face was.
Yeah, he bought that one that said Taylor Lorenz docs libs of TikTok.
Yeah, and then you just see googly eyes Tim Pool.
Well, the googly eyes placed on various art pieces around town might give you a chuckle. It costs money to remove them with care, not to damage the art, it said.
Fuck. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, shit.
After you started, wait, there we go. After you started laughing, I took a look at the picture. 17 scenarios ran through my head as to why this existed. One of them is one of the googly eyes on the child is looking straight at the adult's dick, and the adult looks scared, like he got caught doing something. He ain't paying attention.
I got to deal with the 9 to 5.
Ah, fuck that. You clocked out.
No. It's Christmas time.
Yeah. Them packages have to be delivered. But yeah. Many people commented in support of the googly eyes, with one social media user saying, but they are so funny, and another saying the googly eyes have to stay. The council also said in the past that other decorations like Santa hats and wreaths have been added. Hold up. Could you imagine, as a normal citizen, not knowing this is happening in Bend, Oregon? Could you imagine just driving through that town and every single statue, decoration. It don't matter if it's there purposely, permanently fucking cemented into the ground. It has googly eyes.
Let me tell you how fucking non-adhesive there are for those googly eyes. Around Christmas time, women put them on their tits, okay? They put them on their nipples. How much adhesive is there?
Well, you could always put super glue behind that.
Well, I mean, if they put super glue, then they're just assholes. If they just put fucking the regular adhesive on it just to put it on there, then yeah.
Whoa, hold on. The only instance that they can actually cite in this.
Dude, all I can think about is that deer is just traveling across the road as a car comes. And that's all you see is like, that's the last thing you see before $4,000 worth of damage to your front fucking end happens.
That's when you know you're too goddamn drunk, because this is in the middle of a goddamn what looks to be some kind of like welcome station. And maybe it looks to be a truck stop situation. So if that's what you see and you freak the fuck out, we got more problems than just you hitting a deer,
Welcome to Bend, Oregon, the land of the googly eye.
But no. This is what I wanted to bring up about this. Where was it? The googly eyes appeared on a number of artworks around the city of Bend in Oregon, including a statue of two deer in a metal sphere. Okay, so these are the only ones that you can get a picture of.
All right,
but people have said they've seen it elsewhere. Where else could it have done any real fucking damage other than maybe taking a razor blade and having somebody peel off glue? Like, this can't be a thing, guys. But it is levity in a situation where Bend, Oregon, somebody's a goddamn googly-eyed bandit going on out there. That's one thing. Let's go ahead and take him off, because he's probably got to do with some family shit. And while we got that going on, let's bring it to this. Oh, look. I'm off in a corner doing my own damn thing. I just wanted to bring that to your attention, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and give him a little bit of time. We're going to go a little bit early. I did throw it in the YouTube chat there, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin any further, you got 3 minutes.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fight back.